just about the dangers posed by China and AI. You highlighted in your opening statement, your written statement, the 2017 National Intelligence Law in the PRC requiring Chinese citizens and organizations to share information with state intelligence. Can you just speak to the dangers of American AI companies doing business with China, investing in Chinese AI, partnering with the Chinese businesses, whether overtly state-controlled or not? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Sir, thank you for that question. I think it hits right at the heart of the argument on economic security and national security. I think American businesses doing business in the PRC, at one point, our government promoted them to do it. And that's okay. Like, that was our understanding of the PRC back then. But things have changed. And today, if a company goes and invests in China, what they are doing is inherently supporting their economy, inherently supporting an authoritarian regime. They don't know whether what they're investing in is also fueling slave labor in Xinjiang. I think that is an important consideration for any American company who wants to invest in other countries. They have to take that into account. We have to be realistic about what is happening. We cannot live in a dreamland of the China we want to operate with. We do not control that. We control what is the China that we are operating with.
I'm so glad to hear that from you, and I hope that every corporate CEO will listen and take to heart the words you just said. I asked partly because I just had the opportunity to talk with an Intel executive who was testifying at a different committee. Intel, of course, is investing billions in China and in Chinese AI in particular. And this executive argued to me, this was just 48 hours ago, argued to me that this is of great benefit to the United States. There are no security concerns with it at all. It's really good for America. But the telling thing was, you mentioned the Uyghurs, Xinjiang province. He would not condemn the persecution of the Uyghurs. He said, well, I can't speak to that. It's unclear if there really is any forced labor in China. This, I think, is frankly the moral hazard that our companies face. If they do business in China, if they find themselves compromised by the PRC, they run the risk of supporting slave labor, of helping the Chinese AI program in a way that is materially to our detriment, but is also, frankly, just morally wrong. So thank you for your clarity on that. And I just think these companies, these so-called American companies, it's time that they actually did something for the values that we cherish as Americans. And ending slave labor ought to be at the very top of that list. And I frankly am sick of these companies taking billions. Intel is getting billions, $8.5 billion just approved to go to Intel under recent laws that this body has passed. And yet they're turning around and spending billions in China and won't condemn slave labor. In fact, maybe benefiting from it. And I just think that's wrong.